And he said, look, you got the trifecta. You're black, one. A lot of people don't like that. So if somebody comes after you. Two, you're a personal injury lawyer, and you're not popular already. Three, your clients are all litigious. And so it's the wild, wild west that you just don't know who you're dealing with. Now I spend more time being like scrutinizing the offers, picking it apart down to the bare bones. Are you gonna work with people because you love working with people, or are you working with people because you want money?
Welcome to this episode of Bourbon of Proof, where we interview those who have been both successful at law and life. And today we are live from Austin, Texas. Y'all that's here for Austin.
Oh!
That was fair. I feel like I don't want to be like the hype guy. I'm not, I don't want the hype guy. I'm more of a chill dude. But we were very honored to have one of the most chill dudes of all time, Justin Martin. Give it up for Get Justin. Justin.
That's it. Yeah, thank you.
And we have our esteemed colleague, co-host, the gentleman of the century, Mauro Jr.
I like that gentleman. Where is he?
We're only about 26 years into the century, so we have a lot of time to go.
Well, thank you, Bob. As always, happy to be here.
So, Justin, we usually start this with a pour, and you're drinking water. Why?
Because I had a prolific, I used to be the guy that if somebody would go out drinking with me, I would tell them, pray for your liver before you go. Like it was very rare that I was able to find somebody that could outdrink me. And I don't know whether it was just in my DNA or genes. I managed to build my practice with bloodshot eyes, sleeping anywhere I could find a place, and built a practice on it. And once I got to a certain point in the practice, I went, it's a miracle that I didn't end up dead or with a DWI or whatever. And it just kind of lost its taste for me. It really did. And so occasionally we go and I go hard in the paint, but I watch the sunrise come up. But keep in mind, I didn't get licensed until I was 37.
Second career.
And so having money and being a big boy and adult, but still now all of a sudden I can go back to my childhood with a unending pocket. Yeah. So it was on me everywhere for many years. Almost all of my early 40s and 30s, it was on me. Every bar, everywhere we went. And so I'm good. I'm good now.
Well, Mauro's the type of guy that every time the check comes out, his wallet disappears. So
yeah,
I get that.
See, I was the opposite.
They call me old alligator arms.
No,
we were in Charleston. We first met. Bourbon Will, our bourbon steward.
I will partake in this. There's no way I'm not doing this with you guys. So
okay, I love it because we got some good picks for you.
Let's do it.
Can we get you? Oh, look at this.
Please,
right on
thank
you. But true story, when I first met him in Charleston, we took the show in Charleston. We filmed at Bourbon and Bubbles, and he's the bourbon guy there, and it's so phenomenal. We're like, we're stealing you. He's amazing. Now he's a good friend. He got us these cool belts, which we'll show off later. Later that night, we went to the steakhouse next door, and I had to go somewhere else. I came back, and literally I came back. He handed me the bill. He's like, my phone's not working. And it was like $2,500. I just walked in. I didn't even get I didn't get no steak, nothing. And
I don't carry my wallet. I just use Apple Pay. I'm one of those Apple Pay assholes. So, but if your phone dies, you're in trouble, So I was like, thank God Bob walked in, because I was going to be like, how am I going to pay that bill?
Damn.
My phone battery went dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different when you're a brother, man. It's, people look at you like, you're not going to be able to pay the bill. So I'd get out in front of them and be like, just bring this shit on now. I'll take it all. And it's just no way I ever wanted to leave anybody thinking that I couldn't handle the entire time.
We're going to talk about that because I actually talked to my therapist about this issue, about not having to keep everybody happy and having to think you got to solve the world and pay for everybody's dinners. It's a real complex, man.
It's, wasn't really a complex as much as it was, what? I've lived a really good life and I've never been tight with the money. I tip well, the valets keep my car right out front. We get cases from the valets every week, every other week, that kind of thing.
Insane community building this guy does.
It just works. So I've never really worried about who pays the bill or any of that kind of crap because I just feel like who's counting?
I'm the same way.
I got a check coming in.
I agree with you.
I'll be all right.
He does, yeah. But just don't go to expensive dinners with Mauro.
Yeah.
All right, can we hear it? Will, what do we got drinking? What are you going first? Hi, I'm Bob Simon, host of Bourbon of Proof, and we would be nothing without our sponsors. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Supio. Supio is an AI-powered platform which allows lawyers and law firms to leverage artificial intelligence on any platform that they're currently using. And Supio, with their partnership with Attorney Share and Thomson Reuters, they have the ability to take a case from the very beginning and take it all the way through resolution. You can have a case with their AI agents for intake, and whether you take the case or if you have to send it to another firm or partner through Attorney Share, it's there for you. And if you want to pick up a new opportunity off Attorney Share, Supio's there for you. And once you acquire that case, they can run their artificial intelligence playbook built on your best practices all the way through litigation and even trial. And the power of Thomson Reuters allows them to have that library behind them where they can actually do your motion writing, your pleadings, your discovery. So Supio is really the platform of tomorrow. But get it today. I'd like to thank our sponsor, TSEG. TSEG is a digital marketing company that services law firms across the country, whether small or large. They give you that competitive advantage to make sure that your phones ring and they actually have clients to help. So reach out to TSEG today. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Studio 3, who is my personal brand manager, digital marketing company, producer of the show. And we're also, you're looking at their ranch behind me in Austin. So Studio 3 is your all-in-one partner that can do everything from your media, your websites, to your performance marketing, to even producing shows just like the one that you're watching now, Bourbon of Proof. But only that, they're really, really good friends of mine. They've become partners of mine in everything that we personally do. So shout out to Studio 3, and you should reach out to Studio 3 Marketing yesterday. On Bourbon of Proof, again, we only let people sponsor the show if we use and believe in their products.
All right, so we're doing Milam and Greene, sticking with the whiskey, Texas whiskey kind of idea with this. Named after the two founders, Milam and Greene are the two last names. This is done out in Blanco, Texas, is where they distill this.
It's white.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So Blanco,
Yo
Texas.
comprendo.
We drove through Blanco, Texas yesterday.
Oh, really? I wasn't paying attention.
But so done out in Blanco, and then they do a little bit of it in Kentucky as well. So they're sourcing it from two great, amazing bourbon states for you. This is their very small batch, so 108 proof, batch number 3 for you.
So it's kind of a weak pour. Are we good? So Justin, you get to pick out of this bag of holding. The magic bag of holding has magic ice stampers that'll put a branded logo into your ice. If you pull out the Sleepy Woogie, that's a Mauro falling asleep, you have to take 2 shots.
Okay.
Go ahead, you pick first.
right.
He's going to get the woogie.
He's gonna get the Woogie.
We probably have 5 of them in there. Right?
No, there's only one.
He got
He
it.
got the Sleepy Woogie.
He got it.
Congratulations,
He
he got the Sleepy Woogie. Mauro, go ahead. You get to pull one out.
Shots.
We're now safe.
Double shots.
I've gone the double shot so far today.
Let's see. Justice headquarters.
Nice. Let's see what I got on here. So what you do is just stamp that right on your ice. Check this out. I got Attorney Share. So we're just going to go hold it down, pull it out, and all of a sudden you have a sleeping Mauro on your ice.
Very nice.
Night, night.
These have charred French oak staves as well added to this one for you.
All right. Well, thanks, Will. How do you say cheers in your home, my friend?
Salute.
Salute. We have another
Let's just do
saluter.
it. Let's just do it. Yeah, it's good.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
That's good. That's good.
It's kind of sweet. I like it.
Yeah, it's
Kind of
nice.
kind of sweet. It's a very easy drinker.
Easy drinker. So, I mean, how long have you? So, you've had your practice for like 20 years-ish. How long are you
A
in?
little ice on the nose there, man. Get that. There you go.
I only like
Yeah,
ice
so
in my whiskey.
licensed.
You know that about
so
me.
so I'm a salesman. I'm a copier salesman, print salesman, all that shit. Print broker. I
So
go
did-
back to
did
law
you ever,
school.
Did you ever get involved in the toner scams?
I didn't.
You know what I'm talking about?
No,
Where like they send you the invoice to your office for toner, and when
Oh
you,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the old-
yeah. We heard about that.
the old toner
No,
scam.
it was legit. Like I actually cut my teeth doing door-to-door sales, and then made the decision. I wasn't going to make enough money in that. I was probably going to cap off somewhere, some number I wasn't going to like, and so I decided to go back, and I went back and did undergrad at the age of 34, 35, and then did law school by 37, 38, got licensed, and then built my practice, in 10 years in Dallas and Houston. And we did just over 400 million in attorney's fees in about 10 years, so $1 billion in total recovery in 11. And we did all kinds of things. I mean, I didn't ask for permission. I came into the market. I did radio. When people said radio doesn't work, I said radio may not work, but it's all I can afford. And so I bought Sundays. I bought Sundays until I started getting calls on Sundays. And then I said, okay, well, I'm getting calls on Sundays. Let me do Mondays. I did Mondays, and I started getting calls. And then eventually I went all week. And we would, you know, I think I was on stage with you one time where they were talking about signing 1,000 cases a month. And I was sitting, I was like, damn, I forgot all about that. Like, you know, we signed 1,000 cases a month in 2015.
Wow.
2016.
A month. Now, so.
In a month, yeah.
I heard that. So last Mardi Gras, I had, and I didn't know that you guys knew each other, DJ Quixote, who was with the voice.
Quixote, yeah.
Quixote's the voice of the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
He comes, and we were talking about the deal, I get introduced to him, and I was like, would you know any other lawyers that you want to work with? He's like, I know Justin Martin. I was like, how do you know Justin? He told me that you used to do just for underprivileged people, putting on concerts and like bringing people together whenever people had nothing.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to bore you, but I mean,
the people want to hear this shit, man. This is really cool. People understand
things, you know, when there's this beef between, as you say, the Cowgirls. It's been, you know, go back to the early Cowgirls and the Houston Oilers, you know, so if you call somebody in Houston from a 214 number, they won't answer. You call somebody from 713 and 214, they're not answering. So when the hurricane hit Houston, you know, I told everybody, I said, look, this same state, like these folks are suffering. We got to do something. So we got 3 big 18-wheelers. We wrapped them. We bought DFW for H-Town. I challenged corporate citizens in my community to match me in terms of pallets. We set up a deal with Walmart, parked in the parking lot for days, and I would buy a pallet full of whatever, and a corporate would come in and say, I'll match him. And we packed those, and then the police from Dallas escorted us to the halfway point. The Houston PD met us at the halfway point. We drove the rest there. Wow. We unloaded, and it was a great deal. We did a song. And don't ask me to rap today.
No, come on, man.
I'm not doing that.
Wait,
I'm not doing it.
Can we get Justin to rap?
No,
I mean, he's a prolific rapper.
That's bullshit.
He's a little chicken today.
But we actually did a song. So all the Houston rappers and Dallas rappers came together and they did a song.
Amazing.
It was cool. And it brought the community together in a way where it showed people, look, we're all in the same state.
I would love to see, like, in this episode, we find some of those photos and some of that stuff.
I know
you have it.
Yeah, I can get them to you. We got videos and things because it's weird to see Duro ice cream paint job with Slim Thug, you know, and Houston and Dallas really coming in. It was a very cool thing.
You can't even go 6 blocks in LA without having rappers fight.
Yeah.
Let alone that size of the state.
But a lot of that's that's the media's fault, by the way. So I'm
sure it is.
Yeah, it's fucking CNN. Caitlin.
So where's your passion now? I mean, because you built a huge firm, a huge brand. I mean, I'll just be honest. Like, I'm sure people are trying to throw money at you left and right. It has to be.
There's some money out there. I don't get paper plate eyes when the numbers get thrown at me, though, because I'm already rich. And I tell them that. And I say, look, my worst case scenario is the situation I'm in right now. That's it. This is as bad as it gets. And my wife and I can go anywhere. Now, if you want to do something, we'll do it, but we're going to do it on my terms.
That's right.
And I'm not going to go out here and just sell my community out because you want to offer me a bunch of money to be a mill. And unfortunately, most of these guys, that's their shtick. Yeah, that's what they want to do.
There's got to be a way where you can serve more people in the community, but you still have to have like final cut, last call to make sure that everything's running. And I'm fearful for our industry. See, some people are going to do bad deals with bad people, and it's going to make our image even worse. That people are going to treat like.
You're right. And it's not that it's, you know, like, for instance, I remember talking to a lawyer one time that represented lawyers. And he said, look, you got the trifecta of sort of bad, what's the word? You're in the bad category. You're black, one, so a lot of people don't like that. So if somebody comes after you, you know, you're a personal injury lawyer. And you're not popular already. You're a PR lawyer. 3, your clients are all litigious. Right? And he goes, so, you know, you don't want to get in trouble with the state bar here in Texas.
Oh, no.
And so we've sort of, you know, I made sure that everything we did was above board. But now there's so many hustles. And so it's the wild, wild west that you just don't know who you're dealing with. And so I feel like now I spend more time being like scrutinizing the offers and just kind of breaking it, picking it apart down to the bare bones. are you going to work with people because you love working with people, or are you working with people because you want money?
The latter never works. We all know the law firms, Mauro, and all the lawyers in California that just want the money. They never get repeat business from their clients because they hate them. They're like, it's terrible, and they give us a bad name. So they do worse for themselves by doing that, because if they were just nicer and paid attention to their clients, they would get more business without having to pay.
Yeah, but that takes work.
Oh yeah, God forbid you got to do the work.
Yeah.
So we got Will. We need another pour, and we're gonna call. So we're at Studio 3 Ranch here in Austin. Can we have Brando Cage, Brando Clarician, Cage Moore? Can you all come on the show? We were doing barrel picks yesterday at Garrison Brothers. These guys, you're back.
You're killing it up there, bud.
I'm trying.
So they need. So Justin's one of the most likable, well-branded lawyers, and I know you guys brand and create media around folks. But I want to hear your pitch to get Justin, to see if you can get Justin. Okay, because
how's it going? Are you getting cases?
Oh yeah,
1,000 a month. He gets 1,000 a month.
No, used to. I left that. It's fine. I was talking to Brando. I said, and he just said me with enthusiasm. It's like having 100 some employees, and I went, you just said that with enthusiasm. I'm like, I've got 13 now, and I can't say that with enthusiasm. It's like, oh man.
Well, a
it's
lot of the employees are in this room, including my business partner, Cage.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of partners here. It was intentional. We moved to Texas during COVID. Politics, also not being able to move, blah, blah, blah. It made sense. We are all raising kids. They're all young. What a community.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we're really sweet to our people. We really invest in them. It makes sense to do it because they don't want to go anywhere else. They work their asses off. They become more creative. This isn't a mandatory thing. Like, you don't have to come into the office every day. They just do it.
Yeah.
It's comfortable. You can be creative. I mean, Cage lives here. You can talk on this. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, but I'll tell you, it's 210 employees, and it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, this is Bob Simon, the host of Bourbon of Proof. This tour we couldn't do without our sponsors.
Hi, I'm John Morgan. I didn't wake up one day with the largest injury firm in America. I started with one office and a choice: grow or die. I took calculated risk, built my team, and made lots of mistakes along the way, but also built systems and procedures to avoid those mistakes in the future. I'm doing one seminar, one time, to show you how I did it.
Join me at the Wynn in Vegas on June 9th. Use code PROOF20.
Well, let's do a pour, because I'm going to ask Justin some questions about going from 100 employees. You said 13?
13 now, and trying to decide, what is this going to be? What's this journey going to be? Is it possible to build a big practice again, my second mountain, without compromising?
Absolutely. You just have to have.
I think it is.
I think
right?
you have to have a really efficient AI native law firm that helps optimize your system so you can help more people, but do it the right way.
There's that word. AI,
Yes.
AI native.
You have to do it.
I know.
No question.
That's all. But the problem right now is, I think where the industry is missing out is they're trying to put value on a case with lag measures. And so you've got to build the value of, like in my business, a motor vehicle accident, the case is soft clay from the time you sign it up to the time the client is released. And so we'll write your demands and we'll do a medical chronology and all of that, that's all after the value's already been built.
Yes.
And so we need AI that actually helps instruct the value building phase of the case.
We talked about this. Like, if you can have actual care done for your client the right way, to be able to say, look at the medical records, analyze it, even look at imaging, the blood work.
No. Hey, symptom. Look, bro.
Yeah.
Like a symptom is a lead measure. For all doctors have two jobs. Doctors, sorry if there's any doctors watching or whatever. I'm sorry. You only have two jobs.
There's a lot of doctors that probably chiropractic around.
Diagnose and treat.
Yep.
That's it. Diagnose and treat. So a lead measure for a diagnosis is a symptom. So if you've got your symptoms lined up, symptom stack, you need a test for each of the symptoms. And then you just need to follow those through and make sure that you escalate the care to a point where you get a medically significant, legally monetizable outcome. But we have too many people in the, say, undereducated or underinformed community that walk away and never get their knee fixed.
Yeah.
They never get their elbow fixed because the symptom didn't get captured. And the AI didn't say, hey, remember on day one when she said her elbow hurt or her wrist hurt? and then they leave that value on the table. 4, 5, 8 weeks later, the carrier gets everything.
They say
Says
it's
you
not
never
related.
got that treated.
Never related. So if
it's
you
not related.
It's got to be hit. That's why I'm a
but
big
there's
believer.
not
in
AI
getting
now
it.
that's capturing that.
There actually is some of those that does it, and I vetted one recently where if you can get the case with enough information, the AI analyzes it. You go to telemedicine first to get more of the symptoms, digest the symptoms, and then be
Okay.
able to put it through a portal. Understand. You send the client kind of a map to say where in your body does it hurt. That's all saved, digested, and pushed.
Perfect.
Yes. Now their next step is you still get the right quarterback of medical care and keep everybody informed. But everybody's going to be on the same page. Because too much, we send them to managed care, and there's somebody two doctors that don't talk to each other, that doesn't talk to the physical therapist. That's not how it should be done. Everybody should be hand in step. So if you do it from the beginning, and everybody's in hand and step there, that's the only way it can be done. Because you said 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 weeks later. As we know, trying cases, they say it didn't happen at the emergency room in the first week. Doesn't exist. It's all pre-existing.
Yeah, I mean, medical management has always been where the value in cases are. In my book, that's always where it's been. But
And what the clients really want.
Yet the
People don't know how to
technology,
Okay, give us a pour,
manage
Will.
cases.
Give us a pour. Give us a pour. This is good. I
the
love this.
technology that came out was almost 100% legal. And if you poll the people that are working the cases and you say, how much time did you spend on the phone last week? They'll say I spent 20 hours. And you go, how much of that time was spent talking about legal versus how much was talking about medical? And they'll say it was mostly medical. And I go, that's ironic because you're called a legal professional, yet you're spending all your time talking about medical.
But you're also the therapist. So if you, we record
talking
a lot
about
of
care
our
manager, though, right?
we record a lot of our calls with our clients, and you get permission, and we digest all those information.
I like the way you put that in.
Yeah.
We get permission.
By the way, Texas is a one-way state.
Check the box. Check the box.
But if you, with intelligence, you can go back. So everybody, you understand what's going on. You understand what the client said. They remember that they like golf, the first conversation. That's why it affects them that way. But that's how they have to leverage it. People are thinking to end result without doing the
See,
other
you're a
part.
relationship builder.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And ever since I met you, you build relationships. Why everybody here, like you text me one time, I'm like, I'm there. He's a relationship guy. But the software is not going to build the relationship. You still have to have people in the firm, like we were talking about culture.
That's right.
You know, that are like, what's said with the heart is received by it. And if you've got people that are speaking with their brain, not their heart, then the client doesn't have anything to receive.
Why aren't you like doing like professional coaching and helping? Because I would listen to you all day.
I'm
riveted right
too
now.
busy
I'm
trying to
riveted.
get 13 people to get along.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Get rid of 2, and then they'll start talking. Okay, let's get a pour here, and then we're gonna hear from the Studio 3, who's our host for us.
Oh yeah, Bob.
right.
Welcome to the ranch, man.
This is awesome.
It's pretty cool, right?
Hilltop Ranch.
Yeah.
Studio 3.
Love this place.
It's
man.
pretty neato.
This
Most
is-
of the folks live right here in Lakeway too, and we got a lot of great things going on in this community. Cage runs all kinds of golf charity tournaments, and
Right, I see your clubs right down the street. I
Yeah.
saw it.
It's right there.
it's pretty neato.
So we're sticking with Milam and Greene on this one again. This is their triple cast. So this has actually been transferred from the first cast over to the next second cask, and then transferred again to a third brand new American Charred Oak container for you in this one. A little bit lower proof on this, 94 proof, still coming out of the Kentucky and Texas area blended together for you out of that.
All right, off we go. So, why did you guys? I mean, you grew up in L.A.
Yeah. Well,
That's right.
Orange County,
Orange
then
County.
LA.
I mean,
yeah.
I grew up in LA.
What made y'all get the? Because a lot of you guys all grew up together, right? All
Yeah.
the people, men, women at this firm, known each other for 30 years.
Yeah, approximately that. Some
you
of
got-
us since we were little. Like,
Were you just trying to build like a David Koresh called out here and like, let's go?
Well, you should see the plans we have for the other side of the acres. Yeah. But no, it was just COVID hit, and
We slide it.
we all had young kids about the same age, and it was just chaos in California at that time. And we're like, we're an online marketing company. We could be anywhere we want to be. We had heard Austin Apple was going to build a whole campus out here. It was before Tesla had moved out here, but it's an up and coming tech place, and we're kind of like, we're a tech company, so let's give Austin a try. And we threw our kids. You couldn't fly at that time because you had to stay at the airport hotel quarantining. This is
Really?
like
I
April
forget that.
7th or 10th, 2020. Like
At
3
LAX.
weeks after shutdown, we're like, what can we do? So we rented a bunch of Suburbans, threw the kids in the car, caravaned out here, stopped in Marfa, Texas, which is phenomenal, and then rented a couple of Airbnbs. And second day here, our CEO, Jamie, just buys a house without telling anyone. We're like, okay, this is happening. And then we were all out here by September, October. Wow. All bought houses and all moved out. I mean, we still have 90 employees in LA, and we have an office out there too.
Well, thanks for keeping Austin weird.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. Well, cheers, man. Cheers to that.
Cheers, guys.
So why the downsize? How did you go from 100 down to 13? What happened there?
Difference in values, difference in ways to go to market. Sometimes you got to be real careful who you partner with. My partner and I, my former law partner and I, grew up together in high school, or junior high, high school. I think we met in elementary school. We shared a bike as kids, that kind of thing. And once you cross those lines with somebody, the professional boundaries don't mean shit to you, So we started getting in each other's way. And I just remember one day going, when I'm 80, I'll probably value the relationship more than I value the firm. But I'm going to ruin the relationship if I stay in the firm. And so I just told him, it's not going to work. Let's save the relationship. And it was a difficult decision because it's just money coming in. I mean, it's great, but the clients, I also honestly, at the end of the day, he knows this. Like, I've always felt like people deserve better, and so when you're that person, you've got your own unique way of delivering your spirit, and I've got to deliver it my way. So I'm happy, he's happy, and I want nothing but success for him. But we built a prolific brand here. Now I have to compete against the brand I built.
Yeah,
but
that's these guys. They run a lot of the branding, the media. They produce. Studio 3 does a lot of those things for me, and I'm a big believer. As we know, private equity coming into the space, I truly believe that if lawyers should dominate the branding, intake, funnel, master it, and then the end of the journey, being a really, really good litigator, trial lawyer.
Yeah.
Right? And Brando, you got to feel the same, because you guys do a lot of people helping build websites that convert
all
to
day long.
Media.
And the cool thing is you already have a ton of branded traffic. You're known in the community.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, you have a lot of cases right now. It doesn't sound like you need a whole lot of help with marketing.
No, I think right now, again, it's this important to me that if I go out, because what would happen is I would do a commercial and I would say, here's what you can expect when you call us. And then somebody'd call, they'd get on the phone and they'd hear something different than what they heard in my commercial.
There you have it.
And so the promise of the brand wasn't being delivered.
Yeah.
And that's difficult for me, because if I go out and I got a duck behind the produce, when I see somebody at the grocery store, because the people that are doing the work aren't following through, I said, I'd rather have people that actually are evangelists about client service the way I am. So it just makes it a lot easier. So right now I'm looking for the client service experts. I'm leaning in towards those people. And as I think you all know, the person that shows up in the interview is very rarely the same person after the third check.
That's correct. Yeah. Well, Bob's good at that. He knows a lot of vendors and a lot of technology for intake.
Yep, and you still need, we do a lot of AI intake, but you still need human beings that are watching, monitoring, ready to get on, and people that are, we use some people offshore that are rock stars. Now, it's the same thing. They stay for a while. We have a 3-month period to see if this is something that's good for you. But that's the first touch point with your law firm.
Yeah.
And it's super important. They got to be on brand, treat people the right way, and also communicate very well. I'm interested that you said, because I feel like you could always get the phone to ring. You as a human being. That's
never been my problem.
Never been your problem.
Yeah.
If you had somebody that could just operate your customer service on the front end, and you had something to help with the managed care and help and diagnose, that's it, right? That's everything.
I'd probably be sharing the neighborhoods with Zuckerberg if I had that.
In due time.
But you have to have, the thing about our business is it's bespoke.
Yeah.
You get too many people that try to treat every case like it's a widget. And there's little nuances in every single case. And so you've got to have situational awareness. If you're listening to somebody and they say something and it's not what you heard, it's what you didn't hear. It's reading between the lines that kind of gets you that extra $5,000 or extra $20,000 in meds, because they didn't necessarily complain about it, but it's there. And you find it, and you make sure that aligns with the proper clinic.
That's the one problem I've had, especially in Southern California. There's so many huge PI firms. Got guys with 500, 700 employees signing up 1,000 cases a week, some, maybe more, right? And they try to turn the practice into like an assembly line, and like you're saying, like widgets, and it's like, how do you practice law like that? I mean, every client I talk to, and I've been doing this for 28 years, is different and has different problems, has a different set of facts, has a different set of issues that you need to deal with. You have to actually deal with each person like it's your only client, and
this
people
is
don't get that.
I'm interested in the future of having all this so well dialed in that I could partner with all of my friends anywhere in the country and know that they're taking a low volume of cases and giving that quality type of control. This is my mission this year, is to build out that private network where if I run media on my brand, that you're getting my creme de la creme in Dallas. He's getting my things in Pasadena and Seattle, right? That I know if they go there, they're taken care of, and that's, I think you better serve by reducing quantity and increasing quality. It's always been the thing. But too often, law firm owners like, I can make more if we have more. Make more if we have more clients.
Well, this is the promise of the technology, though, is it's supposed to allow you to take the administrative tasks, which, let's face it, are really time-consuming, but don't add value to the case. So getting a police report, getting the bills and records in, sure, those are important things, but they move pre-existing value along. The increasing the value is knowledge workers. And if you can if the technology can come along during the damage model building, the value building, and you could essentially assign those tasks to the AI, the NVIDIA chip, now your knowledge workers have more time to develop the value of the case. And so I'd love to see the technology companies come forth and say, look, these 8 steps, yes, they're important, but they don't add value. They're a moving sidewalk, not an escalator. The escalator we're going to leave to you, and we're going to give your people more time to move up. We just don't have that.
And you could actually have the scope of work of your people replicated by the AI agent models to increase their time. And that's the stuff I'm excited to build. So we're towards the end of the episode, and I want to talk about discipline. I know you're a big believer in discipline.
Yeah.
Why?
Hi, I'm Bob Simon, host of Bourbon of Proof, and we would be nothing without our sponsors. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Attorney Share. Attorney Share is actually a product that I co-founded, and it's to help the better lawyers get the cases they deserve. We have the ability to, from intake, send the cases directly to your go-tos or new opportunities to other law firms and track the status of your referral or co-counsel agreement. Any case that comes in the door, you can find the best home for it, whether it's your law firm, a law firm that you co-counsel with, or a new opportunity anywhere across the nation in any practice area to make sure that the client gets the best representation for them. And by using technology, everyone can track the status and be in the know of what's going on with their case. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Justice HQ, which is a mobile app that does community building for not only lawyers and people in the legal space, but the vendors that serve them. Finally, an all-in-one, single opened app where you can see all the events in the industry, connect with anyone in the industry, be part of masterminds, all for just a low amount of $20 a month. I'd like to thank our sponsor, the Justice Team, which is a law firm based in California, Arizona, and Texas, but does national trial practice work. I believe in all the lawyers there because I'm one of them. The mission is to give the client the best representation they possibly can across the nation. Call 844-THE-TEAM, and we'll try to help you out nationwide. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Fiore Legal. Not only is he the handsome co-host of Bourbon of Proof, but he is an outstanding trial lawyer in California, Washington, Oregon, and Arizona. He specializes in premises cases, personal injury cases. He's also a great human being, and believe it or not, he always answers the call. Fiore Legal. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Coastal Research. Coastal Research has the ability to find the policy limits of any corporation that's trying to hide assets and how much financial responsibility is actually out there. The beauty of Coastal Research is that it also integrates with products such as Attorney Share, your CRM, products like that. So shout out to Coastal Research. Again, we only let people sponsor the show if we use and believe in their products.
Because it's the connection between intent and identity. Everybody talks about what they want to do. Everybody talks about who they want to become. You've got projected versus actual. And a lot of people, it's motivation. It's not motivation because you'll run out of motivation. Discipline is what I've got every morning when I get up, when motivation ain't there.
What time do you get up in the morning?
It depends. Depends on what time I fall asleep. Because if I fall asleep past 11, sometimes I'm waking up at 5. If I fall asleep at 2, I try to sleep till 6 or 7. I'm right now.
Mauro and I are like a sleep by 8, up by 4 type guys.
I can't do it, man.
Oh.
You know, here's the thing. I love my wife. My wife's my best friend on earth. And we spend a little bit of time, like we've got these coffee mugs. We got matching coffee mugs. We got 4 or 5, 8 sets of matching mugs. So we have coffee together every morning in matching mugs. And it's a guarantee we're going to spend a little time together today. We have coffee. We did this morning.
Do the coffee mugs have like little antlers on them?
Yeah, we got little like Valentine's, Christmas, all that shit. Our birthday mugs. Yeah, so that's a guarantee we're going to spend a little time. And then we try to spend a little time at night, and sometimes that doesn't happen till late. So God bless the married people out there. Right?
Our little kids are in bed early, so we're blessed to spend an hour together, and it's still like 8:30.
Yeah, we're empty nesters now, man. So it's just us and the dog. Yeah, so.
That's cute. That's cute.
Cute.
So give advice, because I feel like you're the person that in this great consolidation, artificial intelligence, you're like the cockroach, because you're going to survive because the brand that you build and the excellent customer service and in the community that you've done. So I would like to give advice on the show. What advice would you give to lawyers that want to get started, start their own firm, and to survive this great consolidation?
Start using the technology immediately. If you haven't, there's too many people I talk to where you go, what are you doing with Claude? What are you doing with Anthropic or OpenAI? And they're like feeling like it's foreign. They should use it. Then they'd kind of go, and they should use the most recent version too, not the old shit. 1, 2 is, you got to take a certain amount of your budget and allocate it towards experimentation. Like, don't be scared to kind of like get with
wrap
people
an
and say,
18-wheeler, put
shit.
some
Let's
pallets.
just try some shit out, right? Because right now, like we used to know we had a definite beginning and we were going to have an end, right? And something started, something's going to finish. We're in the middle forever now. We're in the middle. We're always going to be in the middle now. And so you've just got to constantly be experimenting and looking for new ways. And if you're not trial and error with a certain percent of your budget, sure, stick to the traditional things, 70, 80%. But throw the rest at experimentation and have really good metrics for those tests to see what's working. Something's going to work. Crack the code.
Well, Justin, thanks for coming on the show. Is Get Justin so your
Get
tagline?
Justin, yeah, but I'm going to launch another one here in a couple weeks. It's even bigger. I'm just having fun.
Is it Justin Juice?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Hey, Justin Martin, thanks for coming on the show.
I appreciate you, man.
Live
Thank
from
you.
Boston, guys. Finished episode number 2. Justin, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks to Studio 3. Thank you, The Ranch.